But you want to hear something that life throws in.
I am no dummy.
This is Secrets, One Republic. All my secrets. We're talking about secrets. Give all my secrets away. Imagine how you'd feel if the love of your life, the man you planned to marry, turned out to be gay. Aye? This is precisely what happened to my next guest. Her name is Kiri Blakely. She's the author of Think Straight, a memoir of mixed up love, and she joins us in the studio. And right when you sat down, Kiri said something that I said, really? She said, it could happen to anybody. And I said, really? And she goes, yep, I'm no dummy. So when he said to you, Kiri, I want to talk, did you have any idea? Number one, it's normally the guy that makes a joke. When the woman says, honey, I want to talk, he sort of wants to run through a plate glass window buck naked. Because whatever it is, whatever she has to say, he doesn't want to hear. But when he said to you, as it says in your book, I want to talk, did you have any idea what he wanted to talk about?
No.
And you guys had been together for how long?
Over 10 years.
You were engaged for 10 years?
Yeah, we were. It's a long engagement.
That's a clue, Kiri.
No, it's not. He always wanted to get married, and I was the one.
Oh, and you were the one.
Yeah,
okay.
I was a little hesitant. I'd had a long line of divorce in my family. No one in my family managed to stay married.
So you wanted to be absolutely sure?
I just wanted to stay together. I thought our relationship was a really good one. And I guess I was a little scared that if we got married, it would immediately go downhill.
So tell me, so when he said, I want to talk, what did you think he wanted to talk about?
Well, we had a little tiff earlier in the evening because he's a musician and he was going to go away for a gig, and I always go to his gigs, so I thought I was going to go, and he kind of made noises that maybe I shouldn't. So we'd had a little tiff, and so when he called me in, I thought he was going to apologize.
Yes. And
but
what,
I got the...
and what did he say?
He said, we need to talk, and I said yes, and I'm waiting for this
apology.
Waiting for the apology,
yes.
And he said,
You're thinking, I know the apology's coming, but yes, go ahead.
And I'm like, go ahead,
yes.
Start groveling.
Yes.
And he said, I'm confused about my sexuality. And I literally, this sound came out of my mouth that was a half scream, half laugh, because I thought this is some kind of weird joke.
Right.
And then he began to cry. And once he began crying, then I knew it was no joke.
Yeah, and you know, when this happens to you, I can't imagine what the reaction is, especially if you've been with someone for 10 years. I'm assuming that you were sexually active during that time.
Yes.
And you're thinking sex is good, pretty good, great.
Yes, infrequent, but good.
Infrequent, but good. But it didn't send off any alarm bells to you.
Not those kind of alarm bells, no. I mean, the alarm bells it set off because it began getting more and more infrequent over the years was, you know, I think we're getting a little bored with each other sexually.
Yeah.
But I did think that was normal.
Yeah, which can happen in a relationship.
That's what I heard.
You go through dry patches where you go, okay, I'm not really feeling you at this particular time.
Yeah, you know.
But when you say that sex was okay, the relationship was for the most part good, I always find it hard to believe when people said, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I had no idea. No, and it's interesting because I think people are really saying that to themselves. They're not really saying it to me. What they're saying is, this can't happen to me. Nothing shocking, nothing traumatic can happen to me that I'm not somehow allowing to happen to me.
Yeah.
And the truth is, you can be in a car and have it suddenly hit by a drunk driver.
Yes,
and you can suddenly go to the doctor and you're diagnosed with cancer even though you exercise and you don't smoke.
Yes.
And you can have your husband come home one day and say he's gay or he's having an affair. Things happen that you can't control. And it's very hard in this culture for people to accept that, I think.
And it doesn't mean, I like what you said to me when you said, and I'm an intelligent person.
Yeah.
I like what you said, that it's not implying that, listen, I'm clueless or I missed some signs.
Right.
That it really can. It's sort of that S happens sometimes.
Yeah,
it really does fall in that category.
There are little signs here and there of things that you only see in retrospect, right? I mean,
what little signs? What little signs?
Well, the sex was one. It had definitely gotten more infrequent. But yes, it was normal, straight sex, everybody.
Yeah.
But it definitely gotten more frequent. That was the main sign. The other sign, which I don't know how I would have known at all while it was happening, but in retrospect, I was like, wow, okay. He grew a beard about a year before he told me. And it turned out he was sending pictures of his beard to other men who had beards, and there was this whole sort of beard
How do you know?
subculture.
How do you know he did? Because I'm
Because I
thinking,
broke
what is
into
a
his
beard?
computer, Gayle.
Oh,
I broke
okay.
in because
I would so do that.
He told me he was fantasizing.
I would so do that.
Honey,
Yes.
no, the computer was mine as soon as he told me he was fantasizing about men. I needed to know what the heck he was talking about. How far has this gone? Has this gotten physical? I knew nothing.
Yeah.
And I needed to know. And so as soon as he went to work, I went into his computer. I had his password. I never used it. And that's when I saw the
And
videos.
you saw other things.
The videos, the ads to men, the Craigslist ads.
So you guys stayed together after he told
No,
you?
hell no.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
but you're still,
Heck no, Gayle.
but you're breaking into his computer, so he had to
Yes.
be there for a certain period of time.
No. He went to work the day after he told me he was fantasizing about men. He went to work. I called in work sick. Like,
Yes.
I'm not coming into work today, folks.
Yes.
And I went straight to his computer, put in his password,
Okay,
which
okay.
I'd known and never
Okay,
used,
okay.
and got in and saw that
Well-
he'd been cheating on me.
Well, listen. I think that if you've been with somebody for 10 years and you find out that they're gay, I think you should call in sick because you can't
Yes. I
even
couldn't
go to
think.
work and function and act like that everything is normal.
No.
So you guys ended up breaking up. Are you friends today? Because Fran Drescher
I
now
know,
has a
Fran.
comedy about
God
it.
bless her. She's
Yeah.
she's a better woman than me.
Yeah. Well, she now has a comedy about
Yes.
it. You think it's a
No.
laughing matter?
No, it's
Yeah.
it's devastating. It's horrible and it's devastating. But I will say that I did have to laugh a lot to get through it.
How often do you think this happens? Because I'm thinking, just hearing you say it could happen to anybody, I sit and I wonder, God, could that really happen to
I
me?
get so many emails from women.
That this is more common than we know?
They're like, they just found out last week. You know, I get emails from women saying, I've been married 25 years. I have 3 kids. I live out in the suburbs. He supports me. And I just went into our computer looking for tax information last night. And I found pictures of men and emails back and forth to men. And I see he's been having sex with men. And, you know, yeah, it's so common.
So what is, do you have advice? Do you have a plan? Do you have a way? I don't even know how we can say how you can avoid this happening to you.
No, you can't avoid it.
I don't know. Yeah, I
There's
don't see that.
There's no way to avoid it and know if a man's going to do something like that. But I will say, you know, if you suspect something, really the only way to know, I think, is to get into his computer.
No.
You're going to see, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, if somebody
Kiri, is that really your advice?
Yes.
Really?
You can
Really?
ask, but nobody's going to tell
No,
you.
but they are not going to tell you the truth.
He's not going to
So
tell you
are
the
you
truth.
leery now of men? Are you? Do you
Yes.
trust yourself? I guess after something like
I
this
trust
happens
myself.
to you.
I don't trust them.
No, but are you leery? Are you?
Yeah, I'm leery. Not necessarily that all men are gay, but I think men are very secretive, and I think they have maybe they're not as open as women are. Maybe they're not as honest as women are. I don't know. I'm a little leery.
One of the first things I would think about would be sexual health and disease.
Of course, yes.
Were you worried about that?
Of course, right away. 3 AIDS tests, please.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I made him get one, and I made him send me the results. I wasn't going to trust that he was going to tell me the right results, so I wanted to see the results in
And what
writing.
does it say about you writing, Aaron? Is the name
He's
you use?
been very cool about it. Very cool about it. Yeah, I mean, he knows what he did was not right, and I think he realizes that I have the right. I mean, I'd been a writer the entire time.
Yeah.
I didn't write the book to make any money or to get on TV or anything. None of that. I wrote it as
Why
a
did you
diary.
write for yourself?
I had to write for my own sanity.
All right. Are you
That's
involved
it.
in a relationship now?
I am. Yes.
And?
Yes, it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's fine?
And so far, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed. I'm pulling for you. Thank you, Kiri. It's a cautionary tale. It's a cautionary tale. Thank you. A new online poll
Thank you.
shows many men would dump their girlfriend if she gained weight, but less women would break up with chubby boyfriends. Well, how do you feel about that? Have you ever been in a relationship that ended because somebody gained weight? Do you think it's your responsibility to maintain your weight and appearance when you're in a relationship? Or do you think that's just plain old redunculous? I'm going to play a portion of Drake's song when we come back. These lyrics always stuck with me. Clearly, Drake was wrong. Tell me your story right after the break. 888-442-9535. We'll be right back.
Racking up the air miles, hit the gym, step on the scale, stare at the number. You say you drop.